With us now, Dr. Al Rankins, the Commissioner of the Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning. Good morning there, Commissioner. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning, Gerard. Good to see you again. I got a chance to run into you yesterday at the great event up at Canton, so it's an exciting time for Madison County, for the entire region, and for our great state of Mississippi.
Absolutely. That was really well done. I was talking about Mayor Truly's comments. Those really struck a nerve with me. I thought it was fantastic. Your thoughts?
Well, I would hate to have to come behind Mayor Truly in an event like that. He certainly stole the show. So
yeah,
I appreciate
it was good.
The mayor and his good work.
Absolutely. All right, let's turn our attention to the IHL. I guess top of mind and in the news the last couple of weeks, Dr. Rankins, is Delta State University. Of course, Dr. Ennis there has taken some action that's been met with some concern from some and for some praise from others. But I think the fact is that the university is dealing with some financial challenges, and Dr. Ennis is trying to address those.
Well, as a businessman, you know, Gerard, that we can't spend more money than we take in. And Dr. Ennis, he inherited a difficult situation that he's trying to take steps to address. You know, as leaders, we can't kick the can down the road and stick our heads in the sand when we're charged with addressing difficult situations. You have to step up and you have to try to put in place to put the university on a path forward where it has a bright future. And I think Dr. Ennis is trying to do that. Naturally, when you talk about cutting at universities, that makes some uncomfortable, but I think he's trying to do the things to right-size the university and get the university on sound financial footing.
Yeah, sure seems so. And is the IHL, you, Dr. Rankins, the board, are they generally supportive of these actions by Dr. Ennis?
Well, the board and myself, what we have directed Dr. Ennis to do is to right the ship at Delta State. We have not given him specifics on how to do it. That's his job as the president, but I think what he has crafted and outlined is a sound plan for getting the university on better financial footing.
Okay, yeah. What about graduation? We just had that across the IHL landscape in the state of Mississippi. How do we do there?
Well, you know, as a former president, my favorite days on the university campus is when freshmen showed up to check into the dormitories and graduation. So we don't have the final numbers in. They have to be verified by the registrars on our campuses. But we think that we'll probably graduate in upwards of 19,000 students this year and get more great young people into our workforce and to help move our state forward.
That's fairly consistent, is it not, Al, with the prior year as well?
It's fairly consistent. You know, if you look at the trend over the past 5 or 10 years, we're seeing an uptick, even though enrollment has been relatively flat across the system. We've seen a constant uptick in the number of graduates, which means that our universities are getting more efficient and getting kids in and getting them out, which is a great thing.
Yeah. And, you know, with this groundbreaking yesterday, I think we are all expecting significant increase in opportunity here in the state of Mississippi. And I think this AWS project is going to serve as a catalyst for even more business expansion and more opportunity, particularly in the areas of high technology. And even the Amazon representatives were including the arts as part of that as well, which the folks that major in those disciplines, they're also well positioned for these kinds of jobs.
Well, that's absolutely correct. It's such an exciting time here in the state of Mississippi to uh, attract a business like Amazon Web Services. The initial impact will be tremendous, but I think the other companies and jobs that will come because they're here will also be tremendous for the state of Mississippi. As universities, we're trying to be prepared to make sure that we're putting out graduates that meet the need on the higher ed side to support Amazon Web Services. They've made a commitment to our community colleges, to our universities, and also to our K-12 schools to
Yeah,
help with the pipeline of potential employers for them in the future. So it's a great partnership, Gerard. We often hear talk about brain drain, but the solution to brain drain here in the state of Mississippi is to create more opportunities and higher wages for our graduates. Our
absolutely.
students don't leave here and go to Austin and Atlanta and Charlotte because they just want to live in those areas. They go there because they have an opportunity and they have a good paying job. So we have to create
Absolutely.
more of those opportunities for our students here in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, totally agree. And I think the good thing, we heard it in the message yesterday, Al, from Amazon, is their commitment to reskilling and skills improvement, workforce development, training, all the above is very robust, very aggressive, and I think we'll all benefit from that. But I totally agree with you that, yeah, the way to address the brain drain problem is to create more opportunity through economic growth and expansion right here in the state of Mississippi.
Right. And I think they're taking the right approach, Gerard. Workforce development doesn't start when you leave high school.
Right.
Uh, it starts in pre-K, in my opinion. So having strong partnerships with our K-12 schools and our businesses, I think, is a great way to try to move our state forward.
Yeah, totally agree. I was pleased to run into you under the dome a few times this past session. Anything in particular that you were working on, and what did you get? What did you not get, perhaps, that you would like to have seen passed?
Well, I think overall we're pleased, Gerard. It was a very eventful, long legislative session. But in the end, we had an increase in funding from the legislature, a pretty significant increase in our operational funding. Our campus budgets that they use to actually run the universities, we actually got about a 6.5% increase. So that covers the increase in health insurance costs for our universities. That increases addresses the increase in PERS contribution, which will be a 0.5% this
Yeah.
upcoming fiscal year, plus some additional funding to address some other needs on campus. So I think we had a good year. Again, our bond request was appropriated by the legislature, which is great. We don't have to wait for the state to sell those bonds in order for those funds to be available to our institutions to start the projects. We can start them quicker, which means we can complete them quicker, which brings down costs for
Yeah.
the state because the longer it takes to complete these construction projects, typically the more expensive they get because costs are escalating, particularly in the current environment we're in right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we have lots of. I saw some earmarks in there as well, Dr. Rankins, for some of the universities for some of their physical infrastructure. Right, we've got buildings, facilities, et cetera, that need to be upgraded, renovated, remodeled.
Right. Yeah. I think our great members in the House and the Senate, and of course, our Speaker, Lieutenant Governor, and Governor listen to our needs, and we got a pretty good chunk of facilities money again this year to help address all of our deferred maintenance needs on our university campuses. The lion's share of state buildings fall under us, and
Right.
there's an obligation to manage those buildings and take care of them so we can get the best extended life out of those facilities.
Appreciate you coming on, Dr. Al Rankins. It's always good to talk to you, sir. Thanks, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you some more soon. Thanks for your service and your work to Mississippi's institutions of higher learning. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Gerard. It's always a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Yes, sir.